What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well. I am here. Taking it one day at a time, right? One day at a time. Okay, got my topper going. Hello. Let me share this out. Hold on. I need to get comfortable here, y'all. I need to get comfortable here. Hold on. Let me get this a little. Nope, it's not charging. Technical difficulties here. Technical difficulties. Hold on, since no one's in here yet, let me fix this. Why is not charging? My charger is not working. Is it working now? Let's see. Hopefully. Okay, let me share this out. Anywho, my name is Dolly. And hold on. Let me put this here. Hold on. Let me put this here instead. There we go. That's better. I think so. Okay, there we go. What's up, y'all? My name is Dolly, and I like to talk about working on our mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth. So if that is something that you're into, come on in. Today I am discussing stop hiding behind good intentions in relationships. So I just posted a video a little while ago talking about this. Hold on, I don't need y'all hearing my tapper because I don't have my mic on today. That blocks out the background noise. So let me keep my tapper over there because that tappity tap is annoying. It is annoying. Jay, welcome in. Again, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth, just bettering ourselves as human beings, right? Becoming a better version of ourselves so we can be better for society. We definitely need that. There's a lot of craziness out there, and many times, including myself, right? We're all guilty of this, I'm sure. We like to point the finger at others and what, they're doing wrong and whatnot, and we don't really bother to look at ourselves, right? And none of us are perfect. We're all human. We're not perfect. So, and we are also social creatures, right? Which is why I'm talking about the stop hiding behind good intentions in relationships. So the video I posted a little while ago, hello, Alba, how are you? How's it going? Happy Monday. How are you? Um, hello. It's feeling okay. That AC, I don't know. I'm like boiling today. Either I'm too hot or I'm too cold. Right now, I'm like boiling. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it is okay. It's almost 80 degrees here. So, anywho, so yes, talking about stop hiding behind good intentions in relationships. In that video that I just posted a little while, really, Alba, what's the temperature where you are? It's almost 80 here. Lupe, welcome in. Good to see everybody. Life has still been lifing, for sure. Okay, in Connecticut. All right. Yeah, so it's chilly over there. It's chilly. But no, it's almost 80 degrees here. The temperature has gone up for sure. Welcome in. Again, my name is Dolly. I am located in South Florida. It's almost 80 degrees here, yeah. Yeah, the little chill doesn't last very long here at all. But I hope everybody's doing good. Um, Sorry I was not on here Friday. Life be lifing. And right, someone close to me needed to vent and needed to talk. And we spoke for like a good 2+ hours. Right? Gotta be there for our people sometimes. So that's why I said, you know what, this person needs me, right? They need to talk to me. So I did not come on live. My loved ones are my priority. So it is what it is. I wasn't able to come on here, and then life has just been lifing. Welcome in, welcome in. Again, I'm on live both on I'm on live on two different social media platforms. Some of these platforms like to give violations, so I don't want to say the names just in case. But I'm on live again on two different social media platforms, testing it out to see. So welcome in. Happy Monday, everybody. Um, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, and even our spiritual growth is a big one for me, anyways. Just sharing what I've experienced or what I have learned, especially when I started on this journey 5 years ago, is when I really started on this journey. Welcome in, welcome in. So, I think 5 years is a decent amount of time to be able to speak on these things. But I wanted to talk about, since life has been lifing, I'm trying to make things a little easier, more manageable for myself, especially now in this season of life. So I've decided, you know what? I'm just going to talk about, thank you, thank you. I'm just going to talk about the last video I posted, right? I think the videos I post, they're decent if I do say so myself. Thank you for the roses. So let's talk about it. So yeah, and I'm still working on this myself, right? We should always work on ourselves each and every day. Um, okay. So the video was about, or is about, right, our relationships with others and how we may have good intentions in what we tell people, right? We may think the way we're delivering the message to someone, thank you, Araceli, thank you for the perfumes, thank you for the finger hearts, thank you, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. It's been crazy trying to move up in these leagues and they've made it harder, but it's okay. We're not focusing on that. So yeah, sometimes we mean well. We think the way we're delivering the message to someone, we think we're perfectly fine. Like the way we're delivering it is nothing wrong with the way we're delivering our message to this person. But guess what? This person might be taking it a completely different way. And I know we can easily say, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. What I'm telling you, you're taking it the wrong way, right? We always want to focus on the other person instead of focusing on how we're handling things, right? But if they're telling us in a nice way, like, yeah, the way you're telling me this is not very, I don't feel right about it. It's not very nice the way you're saying it. Whatever the case is, I'm not taking it the right way. However they're telling you, you gotta listen to people, listen. You gotta listen to people sometimes. We can't always get so defensive. Like, we have to listen to people. But let me look at my notes because then I'm all over the place. So yes. Point one that I have my notes here as always. Good intentions are not the same as good impact. Good intentions are not the same as good impact. Thank you, Lupe, for helping me out, girl. Thank you. So, right, you can mean well and still somehow hurt someone with your words or your actions. You mean well, but they're, for whatever reason, interpreting it the wrong way, right? And I'm always telling some of my closest people to me, it's not the way, sometimes it's not the way, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. It's the way you're delivering the message. And sometimes we gotta check in with ourselves. All right, am I maybe sounding a little too condescending? Am I possibly sounding very opinionated, judgmental, right? And sometimes it could be hard to look at ourselves with these things. Maybe pride, ego kicks in, right? But we have to. And I feel like I've gotten better with that. I'm still working on it, right? Because sometimes we do get to we get in defense mode, like, oh, what? I didn't mean it like that. You're taking it the wrong way. That's your problem. If that's how you take it, that's right. And I know I speak a lot on how we can't control other people, only ourselves, right? And I guess it also depends on the situation. And some things it's like, all right, you're not interpreting what I'm saying, like you're taking it completely wrong. And yeah, sometimes we could be like, oh well, out of my control. They taking it the way they take it, that's their business, not my problem. I can't control them and how they're receiving the message. Too bad, right? But sometimes we gotta like look at ourselves too, right? If we want people to be more understanding of us, we gotta do the same for others too. It's not a one-way street. So, right, you can mean well and still hurt someone. You can think you're being direct, but it sounds harsh, right? Sometimes, yeah, we can be direct and it's sounding a little bit too much, a little too harsh. It's like, chill out, you know? I've had to tell some people in my life this. I'm like, yeah, the way you said that was a little bit too much. You came off a little too strong with your message. Like, let's bring it down a notch. It's too much, right? Um, Sometimes you could think that you're helping, but it feels controlling. Some people think they're helping, but it's feeling like you're trying to control more than anything else. And again, yes, you may mean well. You may truly mean it as if you're only trying to help. But how is it coming off to others? And another thing too, if it's more than one person telling you, yeah, you're doing too much. You are sounding a bit controlling. You are sounding a bit harsh, judgmental, opinionated. Especially when it's more than one person telling you this. You gotta, listen. Listen, like, who's the common denominator here? Hello. Right? And that's the only way that we're gonna grow. You guys know I'm always now talking about working on our growth, right? Our personal growth, our mindset. How are we gonna grow if we don't want to hear other people out? We just right away get in defense mode, right away want to whatever. Too bad. I'm not gonna. Oh, some people love to use the this is who I am. I'm not changing for nobody. We all have things that we can work on, okay? No one is perfect. We all have things that we can work on. It right? I can't stand it either. I can't. It's like not for nothing. If you're saying this is who I am, I'm not changing for nobody. Honestly, we're supposed to change, right? And I'm not talking about like the little things, changing the little. There's things about us that are gonna change over the years, over time. Am I the same person that I was 10 years ago? Am I supposed to be? Should I be? Shouldn't I be growing? So the whole, oh, this is who I am, I'm not changing for nobody, da da da. You're supposed to grow. So you sound kind of cray cray there when you say that, because you should be changing. And I'm not saying to change the whole you, right? Because you are, at the end of the day, you still are who you are, right? You have your personality, your characteristics. I'm not saying to change everything about yourself, but we definitely all have things that we can work on that might need to change. So we got to look at that. So think about it. Again, you don't have to answer in the chat. I know It might not let you write a whole essay. But the question is, have you ever said, that's not what I meant, after someone told you they were hurt? The question again. Have you ever said, that's not what I meant, after someone told you they were hurt? Me. Me. Multiple times. Right away. The person is telling me, I feel hurt. You hurt me. You hurt my feelings. And I'm still making it about me? That's not what I meant. You too, Araceli, you too. But then if the tables were turned, right? Would you like it if so? That's what I always say too. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, if the tables were turned and I'm telling somebody like, yeah, you really, like, you hurt my feelings. Like, yeah, I'm feeling some type of way. And they tell me, oh, girl, that's your problem. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. You took it that way. That's your business. That's not how I meant it though. That's not nice. That's not nice. But I'm sure, right, that led me to stop and think about what yeah, exactly. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Let me know where you're joining from. If anyone is new, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know. I'm in South Florida, yeah. Originally from the Bronx, New York, born and raised. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, you know, these social media platforms. I'm on 2 social media platforms right now, live on 2. So, you know, these platforms like to sometimes send the BOTs and the trolls. Yeah. You already know. But anywho. So yes, the question again, you can think about it. Have you ever said, that's not what I meant, after someone told you they were hurt? I think I would say pretty much everyone has probably said that. Or it has happened to us, right? Both for me. I've told people, yeah, that's not what I meant. Like, I got in defense mode right away, made it about me when it shouldn't have been about me at that moment. This person is like telling me how I'm making them feel. I'm hurting their feelings or whatever, and I'm still making it about me. Telling them that's too bad, that's not what I meant. And it's happened both ways for me. So I'm sure many people have dealt with this. Again, hi everyone, my name is Dolly. The topic is stop hiding behind good intentions in relationships. That's the video I just posted. Same to you, girl, same to you. Have a blessed day. That's the video I just posted earlier. And that's what we're talking about right now. Because here on my page, my lives, I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth, all the things. Just real life, real talk in general. I like to have it feel like you guys are on FaceTime with me and you're in a group chat together. You know, just chill, talking about working on ourselves. Because a lot of the time, and of course I'm guilty of this too, I still am. Just because I create this content doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Absolutely not. My content, I always say, holds me accountable, because I'm still working on all of this myself. And yes, many times we have good intentions, but that's not the way the other person is receiving it. They're not taking it the right way for whatever reason. And maybe they do have good reason, and we got to sometimes take a step back and, you know, look at ourselves. Look at ourselves. Okay, point 2. We have to stop hiding behind what we meant. We have to stop hiding behind what we meant, right? So in the video I had posted earlier, I had said that we have to stop using our like good intentions as an excuse, right? Because that wasn't my intention, or I didn't mean it that way, or whatever, right? It can't always be the full response. Like, you're trying to get off the hook with that response, and that cannot always be the full response, is that wasn't my intention, I didn't mean it that way, you're taking it wrong, blah 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 blah. No. Um, Growth starts when we ask, how did that feel to you, right? Sometimes let's check in with people. Like, look, this is how I meant it, right? Maybe, okay, you're clearly not receiving it that way. I'm letting you know this is how I meant it, but how did it make you feel? Like, right? We have to be more considerate with each other, more understanding, more loving, kind, all the things. That's what we need more of in this world. But too many times, it's true, and I'm guilty of it too, we let our pride and ego get in the way. We do. We do. So, um, we should start asking people, like, I said this, I did this, but how does it feel to you? How are you taking it? I meant it this way, but how are you interpreting it? Because even if we have, again, if we have good intentions and we mean well, doesn't mean that the other person is always, you know, taking it that same way that we mean it. Um, okay, this other platform has a lot of BOTs happening. Anywho, um, and trolls. So yes, happy Monday, everybody. Again, my name is Dolly, and I like to talk about mindset and working on our personal spiritual growth, just that real life, real talk in here. Um, Becoming a better version of ourselves. I started doing like focusing on this kind of content for like the past 2 months or so now, pretty much since the beginning of this year. Because before, honestly, my content was like all over the place. Um, and I agree, it is good to have some sort of niche. Um, so I went with this because it's something that I've been working on myself for the past 5 years, really working on myself with that, with my mindset and personal growth. And I feel like I have a lot to share about it from my own personal experiences or from information that I hear. Those that know me know that I love listening to podcasts and audiobooks and all of that. So I do like to listen to like self-developing podcasts. Anything that's going to educate me, make me more knowledgeable, um, just a better person. I like to listen to or read. And I'm just sharing it with everyone because we need more of this stuff in the world. We don't need more nonsense and drama in this world. We don't. So moving on. Um, where was I? Again, so growth starts when we ask, how did that feel to you? Like, we can't always make it about ourselves. I'm not saying not to think about yourself, right? But if someone is telling you that they're feeling some type of way with what you said or did, take a little step back and see, like, maybe I could have handled this differently. I could have said it differently, right? We're all human. We're going to make mistakes sometimes. That's okay. As long as we notice that and we try to work on it and not keep repeating the same mistakes either, right? So, question. When someone explains how they felt, do you slow down and really listen? Or do you start building your defense in your head? Again, when someone explains to you how they felt, do you slow down and really listen? Or do you start building your defense in your head? I'm guilty of it. Especially the old Dolly. Oh, I would have had that defense lined up before they even finished their entire sentence. I would have had something to say. I try to find a comeback, right? I got my defense lined up. And another thing with that, sometimes we don't even let the person finish speaking. We cut them off and we start telling them our side, like, let the person finish talking first. They didn't finish. Let them finish. You didn't even hear them out completely, and you're already trying to say something back at them, getting all defensive. I'm guilty of it. I still do it till this day. I'm working on it. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? Let me know where you're joining from. Again, my name is Dolly. I reside in South Florida. I've been living here for 9 years. Originally from the Bronx, New York. I am a mama of three. And I like to talk about, and I'm married 10 years now. Together with hubby, 18 years. Thank you for the follow. And I've just been focusing my content on working on our mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth, just that real life, real talk stuff. So that's what we're talking about here. Okay. Yes, I am from the Bronx, born and raised. I have been living in South Florida for 9 years, but this accent isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So, yes, um, that is what we do here, real life, real talk, and working on our mindset, personal, spiritual growth. So, welcome in. Let me know where you're joining from. Um, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me see if you have, okay, 130 followers. Okay. The 18, is that your age or what do you mean by that in your bio? Let me know. And I'm getting you back now. Welcome in, everybody. Let me know where you're joining from. Oh my gosh, is my AC even on? I'm like boiling. There's some days I'm freezing and then there's days I'm boiling. I don't know. If your girl, like I am 37, and sometimes, us women could start dealing with the perimenopause and all that. Oh dear. Um, welcome in, welcome in. So yes, the video I posted earlier, right? Basically, long story short, is that a lot of the time, even though we mean well, we have good intentions and all of that with what we do or say, it doesn't mean that the other person, right, is receiving it the way that we mean it. And as I said earlier, especially if it's more than one person telling you, like, yeah, you sounded a little too condescending, a little too judgmental, whatever the case is. We should listen to that because there's more than one person telling us. So then you are the common denominator here. You need to, right? But some people, they really do, unfortunately, let their pride and ego get in the way. And we have to better ourselves. We have to work on ourselves. We can't always point the finger at everyone else when we all have a whole lot that we need to work on, right? So, again, the question was, when someone explains how they felt, do you slow down and really listen, or do you start building your defense in your head? I've done that plenty of times. And sometimes I still do, right? I'm working on it. Again, I create this content, I talk about all of this because it holds me accountable too. I am not excluded from any of this mess. Trust me. Trust me. And I'm Puerto Rican too. Not to stereotype, but us Latinas can be very sassy and spicy. Like, so yeah, I'm working on it. But it's good to speak up for ourselves too, right? We gotta learn the time and the place. You know what I'm saying? The time and the place. Um, so yes, we all have issues to work on, correct. All right, let's see. Point 3. Honest feedback is a gift. Sometimes we don't we don't take it as a gift, but it is. Honest feedback is a gift. And constructive criticism, I would say, is a gift too. Sometimes, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Like, we don't want to hear certain things, right? But I prefer people giving me honest feedback and constructive criticism. If it's gonna make me become a better person, why not, right? That to me is, I don't want a yes men that are gonna yes me to death and agree with everything that I do and say. I prefer people keeping it real with me because I know I'm not perfect. Call me out on my BS if you have to. As long as you're not being, like, there's a way to go about it, right? Don't be all like judgmental or condescending, because you got your issues too. But keep it real with me. I prefer that than people just yesing me to death. So, honest feedback is a gift. It's powerful to have someone say, I know this isn't how you meant it, but this is how it sounded, right? For example, it's powerful to have someone say, I know this isn't how you meant it, but this is how it sounded. I want people to come and tell me what I need to hear, right? Oh dear. That's a bit much. Okay. Wow. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. But yes. What else I have here? Yeah, like I said earlier, right? That someone being honest like that, keeping it real with you, that's a form like of love, like they want you to be better. So they keeping it real with you. Like I think this is maybe some things you need to work on. We all have things we got to work on, okay? um for those out in the hallways or whatever, as I call it, come on in. Here we talk about mindset, personal growth, just real life, real talk. And I am discussing the video I posted earlier. If you want to check the video out, it is on my page, of course. Stop hiding behind good intentions in relationships. Long story short, right, even though we may have good intentions, we mean well, all the things, doesn't mean that other people are interpreting it that way. And we really might be sounding a little too harsh or condescending or judgmental or opinionated. We might, but we don't notice it. So sometimes we do need people to call us out on our nonsense. We do. So, what else? Right? In regards to honest feedback as a gift, right? The person who's giving you that honest feedback is in a way acting like a mirror, right? They're not an enemy. They're acting like a mirror. They're trying to help you out. Like, you could work on this, right? We all have things we got to work on. So in a way, it's like that person is, when they give you honest feedback, they're acting like a mirror, not an enemy. But I know, even deep down, even if we know that they're trying to help us out, right? At the moment, our pride and ego is just getting in the way, and we're not with it. We're not with it at all. And I will say, no coming down on the dudes, okay? I'm not trying to come down on y'all. I'm just saying what I have experienced with some of my loved ones. Again, I am Puerto Rican, right? Hispanic, Latina. There's a lot of machismo that goes on, right? A lot of machismos. And I'm not even blaming y'all, right? Society just makes men feel a lot of the time like they have to be that way, right? They can't show their soft, loving side because that's gonna make them less of a man, right? It's ridiculous. Yes, I can't speak. Masculinity. Right? There's a lot of all that going on. And again, it's not even the dude's fault. Like, it's not, right? There's a guy, I just saw a video earlier. I forgot that creator's name. I forgot his name, but he was talking about this. Oh man, it was a good video too. I think I reposted it. But he was basically talking about that, like, right, he's unlearning all these things that society has made it seem like men have to be, right? He gave an example of how, especially when it comes to the sports and all that men have to be like into the sports and this and that, and how he had played, I believe it was football, when he was a kid. and which he didn't even really want to do. But again, it's like society and his dad, like he felt pressured to do so, right? So he got an injury from playing football that till this day he deals with the pain or whatever from that injury when he didn't even want to really be playing football to begin with, right? And I've noticed in my family with some of the men, um, even when you're trying to give them honest feedback, right? Constructive criticism, again, because that masculinity, their pride, their ego gets in the way, they don't want to hear you out. They get very defensive, and at the moment, they will be like, oh, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But what has happened sometimes is that they sit with their thoughts, they sit with whatever was told to them, they sit with it, and then later they have come back to me like, you know what? Yeah. You had a point. Like you were right. You were right. Like I should have listened. You were right. You were right. Right? Sometimes we all need it. We all need that. But I think a lot of the times men especially, women too, don't get me wrong. Because all of us, our pride and ego can get in the way. But I've noticed, especially in my family, my loved ones, a lot of men, they will at the moment get very defensive. They will let their pride and ego get in the way. And then sometimes later on, they'll come back to me and say, you know what? Yeah, you were right. You were right. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Blah, 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 blah. At least they're admitting to it, right? That working on themselves. Hold on, Willow. Are you from the north in the U.S.? We tend to exchange harsh words out of love, just being real to keep it straight. If it's not out of love, those people are just talking too much to cut. Yeah, I am. I am from the Northeast. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, Willow. And again, yeah, I'm on two different social media platforms at the same time, so I am reading comments on both. That's true. We're gonna get to that. My friend BNS, we're gonna get to that. So yeah, I am from the Northeast. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, born and raised. Trust me, I've dealt with a lot of this. And it's true. Us New Yorkers, a lot of people think we have attitude problems. A lot of people think New Yorkers, oh my gosh, they have the nastiest attitude. We are just very blunt and straightforward. And a lot of the time, we do mean well. We exchange harsh words out of love. Maybe it's not the greatest way to go about it, but at the same time, it's true. Sometimes people do need that tough love. Let's keep it real. Sometimes people need that tough love. So yes, especially if you're from up north, yeah, like New York. I'm telling ya, us New Yorkers, it's not that we have these, well, some, and that's anywhere. You're gonna find people with attitudes anywhere you go. But a lot of people do tend to think that New Yorkers have nasty attitudes. We are just blunt, straightforward. We don't have time for the nonsense. We're on the go, go, go. It's the city that never sleeps. Hustle, hustle. We got places to be, people to see, all the things. We're on the go, go, go. So yes, we may come out a certain way, but a lot of the time we do mean it with love. Good morning, Flex. How are you? Nice to see you. How's it going? How is everything going? You think women have bigger egos than men? Ay, Jesus Santa Maria. Let's not get into extreme debates here. Us women, we have our stuff too that we need to work on. It's true, we all let our pride and ego get in the way a lot of the time. We do. Thank you, Flex. It's been cray-cray. Life has been cray-cray, let me tell you. But I'm here. It's just a lot going on with loved ones. And, Friday I was going to come on live, but someone very close to me needed to vent and talk. And we were talking for like 2+ hours. I am not the type of person who likes to talk on the phone. I do not like talking on the phone. I don't. I'm going to be real. But, sometimes your people need you. And like, that's what it was that day. So I did not come on live because someone close to me needed me at the moment. And that's what I did, right? So I'm here though. And again, I'm on 2 different social media platforms at the same time going live. So in case y'all wondering why I'm looking back and forth. But yes, guys just need a day to process. It's true. It's true. I've noticed that. I'm telling you, the men, some of the men closest to me in my family, they need like a day or so to process everything. They will at first come out very defensive. They will let their pride and ego get in the way. And ooh, I'm just like, all right, I ain't gonna keep arguing back and forth with you. Thank you, Flex, for the cordial. Thank you. Like, I ain't doing it. I'm not gonna keep arguing back and forth with you. Just sit with your thoughts and your feelings, and let's see how you feel about it later on. And then sometimes it happens. They're like, yeah, you had a point. You were right. You know, and sometimes it takes that. Even us women, sometimes it takes some time for us to just, we have to sit with our thoughts and feelings. Sometimes we have to, like you said, process everything, and take it from there. So my friend over here, I don't know if you are, let me see who's in here. No, that person left, but yeah, they have mentioned toxic family members never apologize. Again, yeah, I'm on 2 different social media platforms, so you know, I'm reading both, of course, both comments. So someone has said toxic family members never apologize. Don't even get me started. Like, you already know. It happens. That happens. It's happened. Or what I've noticed with that, they won't apologize, like, directly, verbally, say, I'm sorry. But sometimes, this is what I've experienced, sometimes they'll just start doing good deeds, being nice to you, like expecting you to just forget what happened, what they did, what they said. Excuse me. um just because now you're trying to be nice and do nice things for me, you can ignore your problems. Like, you can't just ignore it and expect it that it's gonna go away. Like, everything's all fine and dandy now because you're being nice and you're doing nice things for me. Yeah, but you said some pretty hurtful stuff. You did something that was not cool whatsoever, and it hurt me. And you're not gonna say sorry, but you just expect me to forgive and forget because you're just out of the blue sky randomly being nice to me. Like, that's your way of apologizing. No, no, no. No, no, that's not, I don't believe that's the way to go about it. No, you gotta, the same way you were bold and brave enough to say what you said and do what you did, you need to have the same cojones, excuse my language. You have to have the same cojones to then apologize. Have the same guts to apologize. But some people don't do that, right? Thank you, Luis, for the follow. Welcome in. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me see. Let's see. Women need to accept that they're... Oh, dear. That's out of our control. Us women, yes, that's another thing. Us women, we deal with, you know, our womanly stuff. And trust, that affects us a whole lot. That's another thing people need to be considerate about. Especially, of course, the men, the opposite sex, because you guys don't get that stuff. You know, you don't get it. So you have your own things that you deal with. But be thankful that you don't have to, you know, the red stuff every month. I don't want to, you know, TMI. But be thankful. You don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. It's not fun. I don't think there's any woman on this planet Earth who would say that they like dealing with that. If they do, there's something definitely not right. There's something not right with them up here, because no. And let me tell you, I'm already pretty sassy to begin with, and with the attitude in general. Then you add that to the mix. My family already knows. They're like, yep, she's gonna get it. She real extra lately. She definitely, it's coming. It's coming. Cause she's real extra these days. Like, and I'll let them know, do not, do not mess with me. It's not the time. It's not the time. Save yourself. I'm giving you a warning, a fair warning. Do not. It is not fun. I'm telling you. And the thing, I speak for myself. I'm sure there's other women who maybe can agree. I'm aware. I'm aware that I'm acting like a bitch at the moment. Like I'm being nasty. I'm aware, but then it's like I can't control it sometimes. It's like the hormones, everything is just like it feels out of whack, and it's like it's not easy. So just have some grace, please. Be understanding towards us women with this stuff, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Um, oh yeah, if you look at all of that, there's a huge influence with all of that. I don't want to get too off topic. I do like to just go with the flow of the chat. So yes, there are going to be plenty of times where one topic leads to another. Trying to stick with the topic, but hello, welcome in everybody, welcome in. Another thing, and I'm sure it happens with dads too, but especially with moms, because we are the ones who carry, right, the children in our womb, right? Look it up, fellas and ladies, because I know there's a lot of women who don't know this word. And ever since I found out, thank you, Flex, I appreciate you. Ever since I found out this word, like, it was, wow. I was like, I felt seen. I was like, this makes so much sense. Matrescence. Look up that word, matrescence. Women, fellas too, because if you're trying to be more understanding of the ladies, right, as we should, us women should be more understanding of the men and vice versa. Come on now. All right, Flex, thank you for joining in. Matrescence. If you know that matrescence, adolescence, sounds similar, right? So the same way the preteens, they're dealing with that adolescence and dealing with puberty and all the things, and they're trying to figure themselves out, and it's like sometimes they feel like, what's going on with my body, with my mind? Like, it's just, right? It happens with moms too. When you first become a mom, it's like adolescence but matrescence. It's for the mothers. When you're first becoming a mom, like, you've never been a mom before. You have to figure all of this out. You're dealing with things, your hormones, like your body's changing. It's like all these things that we're dealing with, and then having to, figure things out. Now I got to figure out life being a mom. Like, it was always me before, and now I got to figure out life being a mom. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Darn it. I'm going to have to move over here because this is gonna die, and we don't want that. All right, 60%, that's good. I gotta move my friends over here. Hold on. Your girl should have charged her devices earlier, and I forgot because I was doing a million things, and I completely forgot to put my device to charge. No bueno. But here we go. Let me put it. Yeah, it's boiling in here. What is going on? Oh no, it better charge. Turn green. Okay, there we go. Lightning bolt is on, charging. These little plant bugs. I love succulents and plants and all that in the house, but at the same time, sometimes it brings like those little bugs, and that's annoying. Woo! Yeah, this is how you know I'm boiling, because I am like cherry red. but it's all right. We're gonna keep pushing through. Um, so yes, matrescence is basically like what adolescence is for preteens, right? What they go through, all the things. That's basically the word matrescence is for the mamas. Look it up. It's very interesting, and ever since I learned that word, it really just made me feel seen. Like, and I wish I would have learned about it way sooner. Because when I found out about that word, is literally, I would say maybe 2 years ago. I've been a mom for 18 years already. My oldest is 18, my youngest is 9. So it's all right though. It's just learning certain things even now. It's helped me, I would say, give myself more grace as a mom, as a woman, as a wife. So we're learning each and every day, right? Each and every day we're learning different things. But yes, let me get back to my topic here. DJ, welcome in. How's it going? How are you? Long time no see. How have you been? Nice to see you. How's it been? How's it been? Yes, again, I'm on live on 2 different social media platforms, so bear with me, y'all. Is the thing it's showing a lightning bolt that is charging, but is it really charging? I don't need this dying on me. My people's over here on live with me is gonna, I don't need this phone dying. Yes, glad to be back. Same, life has been lifing for sure. So I have not been able to be as consistent on live as before. A lot of things have been occurring, but we're here, right? Got to keep pushing forward. We got this. That's just how life is. There's gonna be a lot of bumps on that road. Got to keep pushing forward. So again, hello everyone. My name is Dolly. I like to talk about mindset, personal growth, spiritual growth, just real life, real talk in general. And I'm talking about the video I posted earlier today that's titled Stop Hiding Behind Good Intentions in Relationships. Right, basically we have good intentions, we mean well, but sometimes the other person is not interpreting it that way. They're not. And as I said time and time again earlier, if there's multiple people telling us that, yeah, oh, am I good now over here? Okay, hopefully. My folks over here, let me know if I'm good. Is it connected? Okay, so what else? Where was I in all of this? So the last point that I was talking about was how honest feedback is a gift. Honest feedback is a gift. Even if sometimes it may not feel like it at the moment, because we might get defensive or we might let our pride and ego get in the way, right? Honest feedback is a gift, right? It is powerful to have someone say, I don't know, I know this isn't how you meant this, but this is how it sounded. This is how it came off, right? These are the vibes it was giving, and it was not giving what you thought it was giving. Right? And that person is acting as a mirror, not an enemy. But at first, we may take it as they are the enemy. They're just trying to help us out, call us out on our BS, as sometimes we need, right? Giving us that tough love, keeping it real with us. As I said earlier, I'd rather have people keep it real with me, even if it might not feel good, especially at the moment. I might need some time to process it all. But when I sit with which I do, I am very much an overthinker, a little too much. I tend to sit with things a lot. And sometimes we do need that time to process it all. We do. And then I come to my realizations like, yeah, I was, that did not come out the way, you know, I shouldn't have said it like that. I shouldn't have done that. There's a lot of BOTs. Oh my gosh, a lot of BOTs and trolls. So Do you have someone in your life who can mirror you like that? Oh, wait, what? Do you have someone in your life who can mirror you like that without you shutting it down? So think of someone who hopefully you have in your life who can give you that honest feedback, that constructive criticism. Because we all need that. We all need that. As long as, again, it's constructive criticism, it's honest feedback, not that they're trying to come down on you and be condescending and all that, because no, we don't need that. But someone who can keep it real with you. Someone who can keep it real with you. We need that. Again, as I said earlier, I don't like to have a bunch of yes men. No. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. If I'm saying something wrong, you're taking it a certain way, right? Let me know. We got to look at ourselves. We can't always oh, there's a lot of bots today. How can I be constructive while not making her feel hurt? Just try your best to use, kind words. I mean, sometimes we got to be a little firm. It's true. Some people just don't know how to take tough love. But just try, each person, you got to handle each person differently. So some people, just always lead with love and kindness. Always. And as long as you know deep down that that's how you came, you came at this person with love and kindness, then at that point, yeah. If they don't want to take it that way, like sometimes it's out of our control, right? I always say we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves, right? We can only control ourselves. Let's see. Okay. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm learning this here, Pro. I'm learning this here. Hold on. I didn't want to just delete a message. No. Learning how things work on this one. Hold on. It's not that hard, but still learning. I just started going live on this platform, so I'm still learning it. But okay. Again, hello everyone. My name is Dottie. I like to talk about mindset, personal, spiritual growth, real life, real talk. Yeah, no worry. Honestly, a lot of the time I just ignore it because a lot of the time it's bots and trolls, and I always try to keep in mind that especially people who say mean things, right? They're probably dealing with some things in their own life. They're taking it out on others, right? It's basically like a bully. That's how a bully operates. They got a lot of things going on within themselves or within their household, whatever the case is, and then they're just taking it out on other people, So I don't let those things get to me. Plus, I mean, literally, we're on we're on live. Like this person is not right in front of me. A lot of times, the things people say in lives, they wouldn't say to people in their face. So it really makes no sense to let that get to you. And I've dealt with much worse in my life, especially New York City will definitely toughen you up. I will say that. Living in New York City toughens you up. Like, these trolls and bots online do not faze you. It really doesn't. It might phase younger people, right? Because younger people, they're still very vulnerable and gullible. Their brains haven't fully developed. So yes, these words that some people say, which a lot of the time they are bots and trolls, can affect them, and that's not cool. That's not cool. That's what worries me with the young folks, because I know for a fact, if I was growing up Like if I was in middle school, high school in this day and age, and I was dealing with what people are saying online, it would have probably gotten to me for sure. But now, right, I'm older, like I've lived enough life, I have enough life experiences under my belt. Like I've been working on myself, my mindset, my personal growth, that a lot of these things, honestly, they do not faze me. Because I know a lot of these people, they're trolls and bots, and they wouldn't say those things in your face in real life. So no need to get to, no need to let it get to us. It's all good. As I said, a lot of the time it's that they're dealing with their own issues internally within themselves or in their home, whatever they got going on, and they take it out on other people. So I wish them well. Wish them well. But yes, let's move on to the next point here. Ego blocks growth. Ego blocks growth, right? So for example, pride says you're too sensitive. You're too sensitive. Whereas humility says, let me look at myself, right? As I said earlier, a lot of the time we do let our pride and ego get in the way. So pride will say something like, yeah, you're telling the other person, you're too sensitive. Blah, blah, blah. Whereas humility will say, they're taking this a certain way for whatever reason. Let me look at myself. Let me look at my own backyard. Maybe I am not saying this the greatest way. Maybe. Right? And another thing, you can be a good person and still need to adjust how you show up. You can be a good person and still need to adjust how you show up. Because we all have things that we have to work on. We all do. Even if we're good people, none of us are perfect. We all have things we have to work on. And honestly, for example, sometimes we may say things and then we notice after the fact, even if we didn't mean it that way, we notice after the fact, like, oh, damn, they probably taken this way instead. Because after we heard ourselves say it, which you can't take it back once you said it, you're like, oh, yeah. That didn't come out right. Like, they're probably definitely interpreting it this way. Yes, ego and love is hard to manage. It's true. It is true. It is. Actually, for example, the other day, right? One of my kids, we're like the hangout house. I have 3 kids, okay? And my 2 youngest, they always like to have their friends over the house. So Saturday, we let them have a few friends over. And one of the moms, this was the first time that her daughter was coming to hang out at our house, right? But we've known each other for a bit. Like, our daughters did like Girl Scouts together, soccer, all that. They go to the same school. And she left. She was like, oh, you want me to just leave her and, come back in a little bit? Or do you want me to stay? Whatever. I'm like, it's completely up to you. Completely up to you. If you want to go chill out a little bit, whatever you want to do. So then I was like, I usually, when the kids' friends come over, the parents, they all leave pretty much. So I'm like, usually the parents go and I just do what I have to do around the house. I let the kids play and I take advantage. I'm like, all right, my kids are in my hair, like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. So I'm like, let me take advantage. They're distracted with their friends. Let me, do what I got to do here in this house. But I kind of felt bad because I'm like, maybe she took it like I didn't want her here. which I didn't mean it like that, but I feel like maybe it could have came off that way. Like I didn't want her here. By me telling her like, oh, usually the parents leave so I could do what I gotta do here. And then after I said it, I'm like, damn. She's probably taking it as, yeah, I don't want you here. Like, leave me alone. Go leave. Leave your daughter. Like, I need to do my stuff. I don't want you here, right? Because if she would have stood, then obviously I would have had to keep her company and whatnot. But yeah, sometimes we say things and once we say it, we already said it, but we kind of notice like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. But too little too late, you already said it. And then I feel like sometimes if we over explain, then depending on the situation, that also makes us sound guilty too. Like when people over explain, I don't know. Sometimes that makes people sound guilty. Like, why do you feel the need to over explain? But hey Liz, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Monday. How's it going? Good. I'm finally able to come on live for a bit. Life has been lifing still, but a lot of appointments with the family and all these things. But I'm here. Let me actually, I've been yapping away. Okay, I've been on 1 hour and 7 minutes. So yeah, I think for the time being until life kind of goes a little back to normal, but what is normal anyways, really? Is anything ever normal? I don't know. But yeah, usually I try to do 2 hours on live, but I might just continue doing 1 hour and a half. Okay, no problem. No problem, girl. Yeah, okay. So my friend over here said, yeah, I over explain myself, which makes women think I'm insecure. What do you ladies think about that? If a man over explains himself, do you think that he's insecure? That's a good question for the ladies. What do y'all think? If a man over explains himself, do you think that he's insecure? I just have not, I mean, I've been married for 10 years, so we're way past that. Like, we kind of know each other inside out. I've been with the man for 18 years. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say with that. I don't even know what to say. But that is a good question for the ladies. That is. But I have not been in the dating scene or none of that. And I know my husband, yeah, he's not an over explainer. So I don't really know if I would say that I would think a man is insecure if he over explains. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. What do you ladies think? So, my friend over here, Lupe, said some men are very expressive, Lupe. Some men are very expressive. It happens. I'm trying to, especially with the men, right? Again, I've been trying to work on being more understanding of the men. And I would like the men to do the same. Yeah, women are expressive too, for sure. Thank you, Liz, for sharing the live. I feel, yeah, with the men, as I said